Green is a Republican from Tennessee, and he joins me now. Congressman, why aren't we going after them with our military? And if we did, would you approve, sir?
So absolutely agree with Bill Bennett on a couple of issues. One, it's an issue of will, and it's also an issue of designation, but I'm not sure foreign terrorist organization is the right designation. We've tried for a number of years to run that. There are some tentacles to the FTO designation from a legal standpoint. So what we're doing, what I'm doing, what my office is doing is drafting a bill that will create a new sort of criminal terrorist organization that would allow us to actually use the assets of the military to go after these guys. And yes, I would support using military resources, cyber resources to take their money, all of that stuff to take these guys on. 107,000 dead Americans to overdose. You know, we went to war for 20 years over right at 3,000 that were killed on 9/11. So, yeah, it's an issue of will, and hopefully the administration will actually do something if we pass this legislation.
Congressman, you held your first hearing on the border crisis as chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee. What can you tell us about this meeting?
Well, it was a very challenging meeting because we had a mother who lost two children to fentanyl. And in the case of her children, she was able to clearly show that it wasn't some kind of attempted suicide. It was very much they were slipped the wrong drug. And they went to a party. Everybody was killed in the hotel room in that party. That was very difficult to listen to, but she was right in everything that she said. And every American is at risk with our open border. Basically, the drug cartels have seized control by flooding the crossing sites with people that ties up Border Patrol, and then they sneak the fentanyl across the rural parts of the border. It's insane what the administration is doing, and every American is at risk.
Essentially, what you're doing on that committee is exposing what's really happening with fentanyl in our country. You don't have the power to close the border and send the military after the cartels, but you do have the power to expose how bad it is and the extent of it.
Absolutely, and we'll do that. But we also can write legislation that compels certain things. For example, that Border Patrol actually gets out on the line, that they don't. We can sever relationships with NGOs that are actually facilitating people flooding the border, which is facilitating the cartels to seize the advantage. So there are some things that we can do legislatively. We'll of course need to pass them in the Senate. But yes, one of our primary missions is to just shine a spotlight on how Mayorkas's decisions, basically dereliction of duty, refusing to enforce the laws written on the books, is creating risk for every single American.
Every state in America is a border state these days. Congressman,
yes, sir.
Thank you very much for being with us, sir. We always appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.